So this video is actually a kind of afterthought, as it were. I did something and didn't bother filming it, and then I mentioned to one of my good buddies, and he kind of said, maybe that's something that I could post. Um, so, anyways, if you look at this, this is just a piece of what used to be 3/4 inch plywood, and you can see it's it literally was something like this, so you can see there's a difference. This is a little bit more cleaned up. I literally needed this for a jig, for the planer actually, and that's hence why there's a couple screw holes in it. That was to hold something. I also didn't film that, but I think I'll do another one here in the future, explaining that whole process of that particular kind of idea. But anyways, it was like this is obviously old plywood that's been kind of weathered, and you can kind of see on this side it's got some, it's not necessarily completely the smoothest. So with this, um like I said, it used to be like that. I just ran it through the planer, and I know that sounds kind of odd, running plywood through a planer, and some people might say not to do it, but it, it's just be careful, and you know just pay attention to the actual plies. So I'm actually going to do this on this one, just kind of as a demonstration here. um, so you can see how this is starting off rough and everything like that. I already got it set to kind of pretty close to where I need it to be. um, yeah, so there you go. This is plywood that went through the planer, and like I was saying before, like you saw how it was very weathered and not really flat or anything. Now this is like pretty smooth across. Obviously, it's still not the nicest looking stuff. But like I was saying, a lot of times I use this for jigs and whatnot, and I just need something to hold other material. But sometimes I need to just flatten it out. But I can also do this with other things, and I've done this in the past, and I'll do it again. So this is my I don't even want to call it my sacrificial drill press table kind of thing. So like underneath anything that I'm drilling, I drill in basically into this. And over time you get all these holes and everything like that. And you can see here there's some Forstner bits, there's some hole saw marks and all that. So sometimes like I normally move this around and drill into the fresher areas. But every once in a while, like I honestly, I'll send this through the planer a couple times and just freshen it up. And it's the same thing. It just extends the life of a sacrificial piece of wood, which I understand is just a sacrificial piece of wood. But if I can, keep using it, and every once in a while just freshen it up a little bit, because every time I do plane it down or whatever, so a lot of these holes go away because they're only just a little bit deep kind of thing. And so there's that. But then back to like I was saying with this one, or sorry, this one. This was just the example of planing. This one I needed for a jig, and I needed to kind of smooth out some of the roughness, and this was all salvaged plywood, hence why it looked the way it did. You got some weather on it and whatnot, but yeah, you can run plywood through a planer as long as you just keep in mind the thickness of the plies, and you don't take too much off at a time, kind of thing. But yeah, the jig for this was actually to plane a log, um, which was another video I didn't take, which I probably should have, because I was kind of experimenting with it, and I wasn't sure how it was going to go. But as my one good buddy mentioned, that's something that maybe I should film, because then because it is an experiment and learning, we can learn together, kind of thing.